Students are failing. Whose fault is it? The teachers, the district, the government? More importantly, how do we fix it? Welcome back to Teacher Tales, where we follow one teacher fighting her way through career burnout to find work-life balance and educational bliss, if it still exists. On this episode of Teacher Tales, we learn 3 vital ways to self-forgive in the constantly shifting, ever-exhausting world of education. But first, another tale from your favorite teacher. Teagan Raines, a seasoned high school teacher, had always been dedicated to her students, striving for excellence in every lesson. However, the reckoning from the district, conjecture from the admin, and the weight of her own expectations often left her feeling burdened by the pursuit of perfection. Known for her passion for history, Teagan poured her heart and soul into crafting engaging lessons. She meticulously planned each class, sought innovative teaching methods, and dedicated countless hours to grading and feedback, probably more than she should. Despite her best efforts, she couldn't shake the feeling that she wasn't living up to the elusive ideal of the perfect teacher. My fellow teachers in arms, have you ever felt like this? What do you do in these situations? I assure you, you're not alone. One day, after a particularly challenging test where many of her students failed or were close to it, Teagan found herself grappling with self-doubt. Teagan decided to confide in her trusted colleague, Jess, who had always been a source of support. Her rock, so to speak. Jess listened empathetically as Teagan shared her struggles with the constant quest for perfection. Jess reassured her that teaching was a dynamic journey with highs and lows, and perfection was an unattainable standard. Just bring your best each day, no matter what that looks like, Jess would say. Teagan started to embrace the idea that imperfections were a natural part of teaching. She acknowledged that lessons wouldn't always go as planned, and that was okay. She began to forgive herself for the moments when she fell short of her own lofty expectations, and anyone else's for that matter, understanding that each stumble was an opportunity for growth. As Teagan let go the need for perfection, she found a renewed sense of connection with her students. She became more open to their feedback, allowing their perspective to shape the learning experience they would have. The authenticity of her imperfections resonated with her students, fostering a more genuine and collaborative learning environment. She started incorporating more interactive and spontaneous elements into her classroom, embracing the unpredictability that came with it all. The laughter and engagement she witnessed among her students became a testament to the power of authenticity. Teagan approached each day with a newfound sense of freedom. She learned the pursuit of perfection could be replaced with a journey of authenticity, growth, and joy in the art of teaching. Well, Teagan, you found yourself in a place that many teachers have found themselves before, with trying to be perfect, trying to have everything planned, trying to have every I dotted and every T crossed every single day. And that can be exhausting, especially when you have people from above you, typically a department head or an admin, or the district has some new initiative where they want you to do these specific things. And honestly, it's hard to try to be perfect every single day, to be the perfect teacher, to be the perfect school sponsor, to be the perfect coach, because we are human too, and we are not perfect. And we have days where we suck. So that brings us to the first point of authenticity. That is more powerful than perfection. Because when we're authentic and we share our struggles, even with our class sometimes, depending on what that struggle may look like, it really connects us to other people because oftentimes we will find that other people are struggling with the same things that we're struggling with. So, as we're trying to be perfect and trying to put this facade up, this fake thing that's not true, I think that's when we start to maybe distance ourselves because of the shame that we sometimes feel when we miss the mark, when we don't get things done the way that we think they should be done or that they are expected to be done, especially from a parent's perspective. I haven't had many of these issues with the parents that I've come in contact with, but a lot of them expect everything to be perfect. Like you're supposed to teach the child everything. You are supposed to be understanding and graceful and give them what they need while still holding the standard and having people be accountable. And you just think like, how am I supposed to do all these things? How am I supposed to make the time in the day or have the emotional endurance to do it all? And we just can't. Like some days are better than others, but uh, I think it's important that we just bring our best every day, and the authenticity will always resonate more than the pursuit of perfection. I've had times where I've given a project out and it just was awful. Like it bombed. I had an idea. I think it had to do something with like resumes and superheroes, and the projects just one after another, they just didn't work for some reason in my directions, or it was awful. So I actually told my students, hey guys, this was the plan. The plan obviously did not work. What project would y'all like to do next? So we kind of had this dialogue of like a replacement project just because I felt like there was an error in what I did. And so the students liked it, they respected it, and I think we all kind of found this level ground that helped us to continue to move forward. Because a lot of times students will see like, oh, they don't know what they're doing. Kids have been, at least high school kids, they've been in school long enough to kind of peep game, especially the really smart ones. So when you are trying to like act like you still got it together when you really don't, I feel like most kids can see through that. And that brings me to this question, which is also our next point. Like, what is perfect anyway? Like, perfection is not this realistic goal. Perfection is trying to be somebody or a teacher that doesn't acknowledge the value of failing and what that can bring to our lives, the lessons that we learn through our failures. Those lessons are always much greater because they hurt more. When you get burned or when somebody treats you unfairly, or when you're doing something that you shouldn't, maybe you break a bone or a heart is broken. We never well, I won't say we never let go, but we never forget those lessons. Those are the things that help us the most. So this pursuit of perfection is just let it go. Let it go. Don't try to be perfect. Take risks. Learn from your mistakes. Grow as a professional and have fun. That is one thing that I was interviewing somebody before, and they said, if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. So, as a school teacher, our job is stressful enough. You know, find ways to have fun. And when you have these difficult times, we got to go to point 3, which was when Teagan went to Jess and just shared her feelings, her thoughts, her insecurities with someone that she trusted, Jess. Shout out to Jess. Shout out to the people that are like it, Jess. Go and share those things. Get them off your chest, get them out of your mind. A lot of times these things are in our mind and they swirl and it goes over and over and we just think about the difficulties and the bad things and our insecurities, our imperfections. And as long as you keep those things on your mind, you can never get better. You can never move forward. So it's important that we have someone, at least one person, that we can go to and that we can talk through these things. And we can learn from those trusted colleagues, and we can learn from mentors so they can uh, give us that valuable feedback and that perspective and that empathy. Because when we have those sense of shared experiences, it helps to alleviate those pressures that we all feel. And sometimes you go to that mentor and they go, man, I was feeling just the same way today. So, to recap, authenticity is always going to be more powerful than perfection. We relate to one another in those moments of difficulty and insecurity. Number two, what is perfect anyway? It's unattainable. Typically, it's something that's pie in the sky. There's no way that anybody can be perfect. So you don't even have to try. Release yourself from trying to be perfect and have more fun in the classroom. Last thing, seek support from those that you trust. Have somebody in your corner. And if you do, I would just like for you, my fellow teacher, to just tell that person that you appreciate them. Thank them for being your rock. Thank them for being that person that you can always go to. So, with that being said, that is our episode for today. Of course, I'll have someone on to talk about these things in greater detail. Actually, it'll be St. Rose. Shout out. But until next time, keep teaching, keep learning, and I will see you all on the next journey.